Okay, great. So today I brought you 13 tips for boosting your conversion rate. And actually, my question when I see a tip article, why it's exactly 4 and why it's exactly 6 tips in an article. Actually, in our case, it's 13 because we are close to Halloween, and that's the only reason. There are no other marketing reasons for it. But let's start it. So the first, and I think one of the most important you should do with your online business is to build trust toward your customers and toward your visitors. That's really, really important. It can increase your conversion like rocket. If your conversion will just increase like a rocket if you build trust toward your customers. And how you can do this? First of all, testimonials is one of the oldest and one of the most common example of this. You should do it in the best way you can. You should use pictures. You should even use videos with your customers if you can. That can be built trust like I think nothing else. So just the power of the word is really, really strong, even online. So seeing reviews, seeing testimonials about your business, it will help you a lot. In addition, if you have a card page where customers need to add their credit card, you should use your card providers and other security related logos there, like the security provider or the of your payment processor, and these will also help you to build trust toward your customers. And one more thing, with what customers really don't like is to become lost on your website. And in order to avoid this problem, you should use breadcrumbs in your customer funnel and in your checkout process. And this will always help them to know where they are exactly and how many further steps they need to complete in order to complete their checkout. So if you don't use any of these yet, then just start to implement them to your business, because building trust is really, really important. And we just experienced the same with our previous businesses, that at the beginning, when you have a really simple landing page and they didn't hear about you anything, they don't have any trust, and you have to build it up. You have to communicate them, and you need to work on this.
Okay, so some trust symbols we can use once again. Written testimonial, but I think video testimonial is even more powerful. What do you think?
Yeah, I think the same. It's usually much more harder to create one. So, but still, it's great to have. So if you can make a video testimonial with your customers, that's the best what you can have on your website.
Absolutely, and I have one simple trick for acquiring testimonials from your customers. Sometimes it's quite difficult to let customer write a testimonial for you, because maybe they don't have time, or they just don't know how to write a testimonial. So let me quickly share my screen. I'm sorry that I'm jumping into it, but this is really, really insightful. So it's from Jake Jorgovan. And this is testimonial as script. So what you can do when you're asking for testimonials is that you will write this to your client. So, hey Jeff, would you be open to providing a testimonial about your experience with Lead Cookie? Below I have actually written one for you based on our past conversation, so you can proceed in one of the few ways. And there are the ways: tell me no, write up your own, and so on. And then the hack part is that he actually writes the testimonial for him based on the experience. So it's super simple for your client to say, hey, yes, I agree with this, and they don't have any work with this. So if you have difficulties to get testimonials from your clients, make sure to use this trick. I'm putting the link in the comments under this live video so you can use it.
Great add-on. Actually, then I would like to also share you our strategy. We usually ask our clients to share their testimonials with us when they are just after a positive engagement with the support. So when they just contacted our support and we solved their issue, we just talked with them and we see that they are in a positive engaged moment. then we ask them to leave their comment or send us a positive testimonial. So I think that can work as well. That when they just had that positive moment with your service or with your e-commerce store, then you just that's the best moment to ask them to have a testimonial from
Absolutely. That's what it's called in when you are creating apps or when you are working on SaaS. There are some sort of magic moments. Like in the whole journey. So for example, everybody knows app Tinder for dating. So if you're matched with a beautiful girl, Tinder will ask you, hey, do you want to rate us? Because like that's the high of the whole experience, right?
Yeah,
with Tinder.
exactly.
So make sure that you will ask for testimonials in a really good time.
Yeah.
All right. So please share your screen, Akush, again. Okay, cool.
Okay, great. And the second one, remind your customers. Reminding your customers, especially about abandonment cards, is just essential when you run an online business and you run an e-commerce store. And you can do it in many ways. I brought three to you, but actually there are many other ways you can use. The first one is using email marketing. That's the most simple and I think the oldest one. But actually, I just found this reminder email yesterday, and I was amazed because this email template absolutely copied the wireframe and the whole overlook of the e-commerce store. So it just reminds not just the product, but it reminds the user about the e-commerce store as well, that okay, you were in this e-commerce store and you also have the links to check the men's, the women's clothing and apparel, and you have a direct link if you want to go back and continue the browsing and moment as well, if you want to go back to the browsing moment. And of course, it also reminds you about the product that you just left in your cart. So I think this email is pretty powerful, and I really liked it when I saw this. On the bottom right, you will see the Google the dynamic campaigns, and I think it's a really good platform to reach out to your customers when they search for some kind of products. If you use Google Ads, you probably meet with this. If you didn't, then you should check it out. You can basically build up a dynamic ad in Google, and all of the users who use or actually who see Google Ad Network window or area, they can see your ad, and it's dynamic. It can change products, and it's a really good way to promote to make remarketing for your e-commerce store.
Yes.
And the third one is Ricard. I don't know if you heard about this business. Yeah. They are just about 2 years old, but they do an amazing thing. When somebody left something in your cart, or they just search for products, you can reach them back in Messenger. And Messenger is just a powerful tool. You can use it with many other chatbots, but it's not a chatbot. You can reach your customers back directly in Messenger, Facebook Messenger, and it's just really powerful. If you check Ricard's webpage, you can check a lot of really interesting case studies how Ricard was used for e-commerce stores. So I would absolutely recommend to check Ricard out if you run an online store.
Absolutely, I really love the idea of reminding customers about their purchase, about their unfinished purchase in Messenger, because I've been developing some Messenger bots, and the open rate of Messenger bots is crazy. It's around 90%. So if you send a message to somebody on Messenger, they will most probably open it. And if it's targeted and they see the product they put into the cart and saying something like, hey, you can still finish, here's a 5% discount code to make it happen, that's really powerful, and you can easily increase your conversion rate and decrease your cart abandonment rate like this.
Exactly. So I would absolutely recommend check this out. And of course, there are many other social, for example, social media platforms where you can use remarketing. There is Twitter, there is LinkedIn, there is Instagram, and it only depends on your product which is the best platform to use.
Yes.
Remarketing can be really good way to remind your customers that they were on your site and they just didn't finish their checkout process.
Question from Lawrence. Lawrence is asking, my audio glitched. What were the products mentioned? So about Messenger, we were talking about Recart, R-E-C-A-R-T, Recart. It's a tool which helps you to get back to your customers using Facebook Messenger after they leave a checkout process. And other product we were mentioning was, I believe, Google Dynamic Ads, right?
Yes, Google Dynamic Ads.
Anything else, Akos?
I think nothing special was mentioned. No.
And of course, guys, if you have any other questions, keep it coming. We'll be answering them.
Yeah, absolutely. And the third one is personalize the experience. It's actually, since Amazon is a big player, you can meet with this methodology or with this technique. It's a pretty common technique since then. Mm-hmm. Basically, simple recommendations based on your previous searches or based on your previous purchases is one of these technique. That's pretty common. I think I don't have to talk too much about it. But for example, on the picture on the bottom, you can see that you can even customize the search results based on the customer. So if you know that the person who is browsing your store is a man or is a woman, you can change the search results. And for example, for a man, you can show only the men's shoes in the first place, and for women, you can show the most common or the most related woman apparel. So I think that's just a really good tactic as well to personalize each step or each action in your web store what you can. And of course, yeah.
You can really go deep with personalization. I know that we have actually a deal live on PitchGround called Personalizely, and it's exactly for this. And what you can do with personalization, you can pretty much, for example, monitor when somebody is coming from a mobile phone, and then you can be showing mobile phone related accessories, right? So, for example, mobile phone case or AirPods or something. And if they're coming from Mac, you won't be showing these, right? You will be showing something else. Or you can personalize your landing page to increase conversion rate. If somebody subscribes in a newsletter form, then you won't be showing this newsletter form afterwards, right? So you can use this space for something else. And almost nobody's doing it. Or you can even personalize the experience like to the name or to the location. So if you have the data, for example, from email marketing software, you can take the name and people will come to the landing page and it will say, hey, John, right? Or something like this. And personalization is huge. I think not a lot of businesses are leveraging it yet, but it's something there is a future, of course.
Yeah, of course, you have to work a lot on it. So personalizing your e-commerce store can take a lot of working hours. It's not an easy job. There is no complete framework for this. So you have to dig it up. But it can increase your revenue a lot. So it absolutely
totally.
It's a very good way to go. And the last thing what I wrote here today is changing the language. So if you can recognize which country, which is the country of the user, then you can offer him to translate the website if you have a translation for your store. So for many e-commerce engines, you can download language packs as well. But of course, regarding to your products, you need to translate your own product descriptions. So
Yeah, Groupon is a good example that you will join. If you live in the US, I believe it will say, hey, best deals around town you are joining from. Because, of course, they can see where is this IP address coming from.
Or Airbnb or Booking does
exactly,
do the same. Yeah. So they will show you, for example, Booking show you accommodations around your area, and Airbnb does the same.
Yep.
So, and regarding to increasing the engagement of your users, there is gamification. It's also it's also part of engaging of your users, but it's in a different way. It's not personalization, but you put a little gamification steps into your conversion funnel or into your product search process. And in this way, user will be more engaged. They may even share your product, and you can be more viral by this way. For example, Rono used created a really good way to customize and check your car before it was ordered. So I think it's just really nice to have a feature like this, and it's a 3D one. You can flip the car and everything. So it just works and looks perfectly.
It's like Need for Speed.
yes, absolutely.
But I wouldn't be tuning my Renault to Need for Speed.
And of course, here is the example of Dropbox. I think it's a pretty famous one. When they started to do this, I think it's almost 10 years ago. It was really, really far away when they started to do this. So actually, if you just referred your friends, you could get additional gigabytes of storage. Of storage. That's also a good way to go. So if it just fit to your business, then you can also use this to engage your users and increase your conversion. And there is also the Magento Fortune wheel, which was just introduced a few years ago. I think it was introduced about 3 years ago or something, or maybe it's even closer. And many Magento related web shops started to use this. It's actually just a short game when you first time when you landing on your site, or you can set up the environment when you want your customers to see it. But when a customer just arrives to your website, they can flip the wheel and they can get a sale. They can get a coupon code, or they can get a gift or something like that. And in this way, you can just involve your customers into a game. And of course, they need to add their email address to get the results of this little gamification element.
I was using this wheel on my dropshipping store when I was running one, and it worked good. I mean, but it was a little bit different process because I think it was better than this one what you're showing, because it allowed you to spin the wheel without inputting your email, and then if you would like to get the award, then you would need to input the email. So, but definitely, it's something most of the people don't know. So I think it's a good way how to increase conversion rate too.
Yeah, then that's what you mentioned, just even a better process. And as I mentioned, it is the original Magento what I brought you here. I think it's that. But of course, nowadays you can get it for WooCommerce and Shopify as well. Yeah. So there are many solutions to have this kind of gamification elements to your landing page or to your store. And of course, after your customers are engaged on your website, here comes the upsells, cross-sells, and downsells. These actually mean you want to upsell something to your customer. You want to give your user the same thing for a higher price, or if you see that your customers won't check out with that price, then you can offer a sale or a drop or a price drop off for your customers when they want to exit your website. Actually, Booking does it really great. So if you just check this image, they offer the same accommodation for a higher price, because you will have free cancellation with the higher price. So that's just a really good way. And of course, there is an automatic sale on each room type or in each accommodation. However, probably it's just the normal price what they offer for sale.
Yeah, I think you can be really creative with upsells and cross sells and so on. I read the case study about I think it was again e-commerce store, that they were upselling for I believe $2 or $3 privilege handling or priority handling, which doesn't mean really anything, but it gives you like this feeling that it will be solved faster, that your order will be processed faster, and it's 100% profit margin. There's like nothing that they were paying for. It was just priority handling, right?
Yeah. But actually, Amazon does the same with Amazon Prime. So if you just order it in the normal way, or you just choose the normal shipping, it can take 1 week. But if you choose Amazon Prime shipping, then you will get it for in I don't know, 2 days, even in Central Europe. So it's just crazy.
Yeah, and I think upsells should really supplement the original order, right? So if you are, for example, ordering book, I don't know, Russell Branson from ClickFunnels is a master of upsells and so on in sales funnels. So if he's selling you a book, he will then after offer you, I believe it's a course on this. So it will give you even deeper knowledge you would normally gain from the book. But but book itself is enough. But if you want to like understand the topic way more, you can go one step further and purchase the course as well. And there are people like this. Some people want the cheapest car, and some people want Rolls-Royce, right? So you should be able to serve like the most people in the process.
Yeah, that's right. And the additional one is use your CTAs everywhere. It's coming from our own experience as well. As you can see on the right, it's our website. So for example, we use our main CTA on every page, on feature pages, on use case pages, on plans pages, on every page. We use our own main CTA at the bottom of our page, and actually it just works. So you just need to give your customer or your visitor the chance to get your deal wherever they are. So even if they are checking your plans, or they reading about your features, you just provide them the chance to get to your trial or to buy your product. And it's the same here on the left. You can see the about you e-commerce store, and as you can see, is the gallery view. But from the gallery view, you can also purchase the product, so you don't have to close the gallery. You don't have to exit from the product gallery. From the product gallery, if you like the product, you can also add it to your cart. And I think that's just a really good example for upselling and for personalization as well. I was logged in. I just made this screenshot yesterday, and as you can see, they just added my name to the logo.
Yes.
On the top left. I think that's just an amazing idea, especially because the name of the e-commerce store is about you, and now it's about Boros. And for upselling, I think that's one of the best. E-commerce or upselling idea in a apparel or clothing in the clothing industry. So they also offer me T-shirts, and for shoes, for the jacket, what I just checked. So I think that you can just get a whole selection of clothes with a few clicks. So that's just also great.
Yeah, that's incredible. Like I love how they do it. And about CTAs, I agree, because sometimes I land on the landing page and there is no clear call to action what I should do like from there. Yeah. I'm just reading, I'm waiting for the ask, and nothing is coming. But there should be call to actions and visible call to actions and really clear call to actions So customers just can do why they came, like they can purchase or they can sign up or whatever it is. So give them the opportunity multiple times, not only in the header, not only below, but in the text, not only buttons, but also in anchor texts and so on. So yeah, just use it multiple times throughout the website.
Yeah, exactly. And I already mentioned it in the downsell, but of course you have to be aware of exit intent. So when a user wants to leave your website, then you can also just offer a discount for them, or if you see that these users probably not in the state to buy something, they are just in the awareness phase and they just want to learn more about your product, then you can offer them additional information like an ebook or a newsletter or something where they can learn more about your product or your store or your activities. But most of the time for online stores, you see this exit intern pop-ups in the form of a deal or a discount what you get where you want to leave the website or close the window.
Yeah, some marketers have, I don't know, a block of using these exit intents and pop-ups in general because they think it's spammy.
Yeah.
But I mean, this person would leave your page anyway, right?
Yeah.
They would anyway click like leave or they would close the tab. So I think why not to help them to make the purchase and stay there, right? With exit intent. But of course it cannot be like spammy or something. It needs to be something useful. So they're actually glad that they stayed.
Yeah, and of course, the best if it's also personalized and related what you just search for. So when you are on, for example, you are searching for or browsing shoes, you shouldn't get a discount for coats or for t-shirts because
absolutely,
you just want to buy a shoe. For example, in our case, we also tried this on our landing page, and actually we didn't have a good experience with it. It didn't hurt our website. But actually, we tried many different type of exit intent pop-ups, and it didn't increase our conversion. So probably just doesn't work for all of the businesses. But you should try it and just make your own decision based on your own results.
And I think it boils down to knowing your customers and knowing why they are leaving, right? Because you as a marketer, you can think that they are leaving because it's too expensive for them. But maybe they don't know what is their shoe size, right? So you need to understand your customers and like talk to them. If you have the opportunity, just talk to them why they didn't purchase, and then use it in the exit intents. But of course you can test it as well and see like A/B test which one is working better. But again, boils down to knowing your customers and their motivations.
Yeah, and if you want to understand your customers, you just check a session replay or something. You will see how they behave when they saw an intern pop up, or if they just in the situation what you mentioned that they just can't find the right shoe or the right size or something like that. Yeah. So after you understand your visitors, you can probably even optimize this process as well using exit intern pop-ups. And regarding to shipping policy and refund policy, you have to be really clear because that's a really important point, and it can be a very bad churn point in your conversion funnel if you are not clear about this information. People just actually hate to search for these informations like refund policy and shipping policy. How much will it cost? Is there any option to get it for free? I mean the shipping or not? So you just need to be clear about this. And if you have more shipping options, then you need to list all of them on the same page and just make it easier for your customers or for your visitors to find the right information regarding to these.
Yeah, and I think it doesn't have to be some long paragraphs, right? You can say absolutely everything with just few pictograms and one line of text, right? So free shipping above $100 or I don't know, but you know what I mean. You basically don't have to like write paragraphs and FAQ type of posts.
Yeah, just take the example on the left. There is one line where it says that the delivery will cost €99, and it also tells the customer that if he orders something above €10, then it will be free. So it's so simple, one line, it tells everything, and that's all. The customer will see it, the customer can make the decision easily, and that's what you want.
Yes.
Okay, and no personal experience. Never hide your product behind pretty good graphics. When we had a redesign on Capturely, first we used very nice graphics, but actually we just find out that our customers are not satisfied with these. They said the website is beautiful, but they couldn't get enough information about the product in the first time. And they saw these graphics, but they couldn't imagine the product itself. So always try to show the product as soon as you can. And we just change this graphic to a video on the very first page of Capturely, which will show how a heat map works, how a session replay works. And actually it just increased our conversion, of course, because now our customers don't need to check the whole page and read a lot about the features to understand our product. And actually here I need to mention that using videos is also a great way to show your product. So if you have the capacity to create a video about your product, that's one of the best way to show something and to make your visitors and customers to understand what you do.
And I also think that one of very underestimated things on the landing pages and in the online marketing in general is copywriting. Because so many marketers are still thinking, hey, I need to use video, I need to use cool graphics. But if you know exactly what your customers want and what they don't want, what are their desires, goals, you don't have to use any of that. All you need is clear message and clear offer which resonates with your audience. And I have actually a really good example. Akos, do you know Grant Cardone?
No.
Grant Cardone and Frank Kern. These are one of the biggest marketers from US, and they recently, I believe, like 2 years ago or 1 year ago, they launched their consultancy, and they're already making over 7 figures. And I will show you their landing page. You will be, oh my God! This is their landing page. They're using stories, they're using social media marketing only to drive traffic to this landing page. But if you would read this, it's such incredible and grabbing content that you will just read it all. And that's it. You can just finish here and let's talk. I want this.
Yeah.
That's their landing page. That's where they drive all the traffic.
Here is what we have, just good copywriting and nothing.
Yeah, only good copywriting. That's it. Only good copywriting. So guys, if you want to check it, it's cardonekern.com. I will post it into the comments again. Okay, please start sharing.
Okay. And here the FOMO comes, the fear of missing out. That's a really common technique, especially in the case of listing and booking sites. So when you just make your customers hurry and you tell them that there is only one other in stock from the product you search for, or they need to make their reservation in a few minutes or something like that, that will just make your customers hurry, and it will not just increase your conversion rate, because of course your customers don't want to miss this opportunity, but in this way you can even sell the same product for a higher price for the same reason, because they don't want to miss it out. So that's also a really good technique. Of course it's not for everybody, and it doesn't fit to every business. but in e-commerce you can use it very well. If I think for the start, it's just enough if you copy the techniques of Amazon or Best Buy or other big retailers, because they all of them use this technique, and I think they do a pretty good job in this. Or if you have a listing site, just go to Airbnb, just go to bookings.com or Skyscanner or any other listing site, and you can get really good ideas how you should use FOMO on your website.
What I would like to point out that use FOMO when it's only real. It's really important that you're not creating fake fear of missing out. And of course, like good examples is this deal is closing soon, or if you will be even more specific, like when it's closing, exact time, that's even better. And if you want to use FOMO and you don't want to close the deal, you can just, for example, start using this deal is closing soon or something like this. But as specific as you are and as truthful as you are in this strategy, it makes total sense, like definitely.
I absolutely agree with you that you should only use it when it's true, but do you think, is it true in all of the cases? Because I think for bookings.com and for other big sites, they also use fake FOMOs.
They do, and I know that there are some techniques that you can just clear your cookie or something and it will be showing different results again.
Yes, exactly.
So it's a fake FOMO maybe just on your front end. But I just don't agree with it, like from ethical standpoint. I think it should be real.
Me neither. But yeah, they use it. You shouldn't. You should use true FOMOs only.
Absolutely.
Okay, and using chatbots, we already told a bit about chatbots regarding to Ricard, but actually there are many ways to use a chatbot. Not just to remind your customers. It can be also a great tool to help your customer support, because many main questions can be added to chatbots, and chatbots can answer these questions very quickly. And for example, when one of your customers just want to find the shipping information, or you have a landing page and they want to have additional information about your refund policy, a chatbot can tell this information very easily and in a very quick way. And this can be really engaging for your customers. Of course, chatbots won't replace your real customer support. So I think you should always have the opportunity to
talk to a person.
Yeah, to talk to a real person. Yeah, just give this opportunity to your customers, because some of your customers probably don't want to talk with the chatbot. That's absolutely okay nowadays. Chatbot's a new thing. People need to accept them. But I think they will be with us for many years.
I think good place where to use chatbots on the website is when you check out. When you are going through a checkout, that's basically the place where you might have the most of the questions and you're maybe not sure about your purchase. So creating an opportunity to talk to a real person there might be a good way. There are, of course, some different opinions on this. There's one side that's saying, hey, you should you should give opportunity to talk to real customer support. And other party is saying, you shouldn't distract your customers in checkout process, so they will finish. So you need to find out like what is working for you.
Yeah, but it's again understanding your visitors and understanding how they behave. There can be differences even when they are from different cultures. So there can be many parameters what can change their behavior. So you need to understand them. You need to understand how they behave and make it.
Yeah, and I like, Akos, that we are still getting back to knowing your customer is the most important thing in marketing. A lot of marketers think, hey, I will change the color of this button to blue and see what happens. But you don't really know your customers, and that's where you should start before you start doing anything else.
Yeah, but that just won't work, because if you don't have a clear message, your CTA can have any color, you won't have a conversion at all.
Yes.
so there are some other points you have to consider as well. Of course, colors matter. They have a psychology, they matter, but there are many other things you should consider and what you should focus on. And one of them is understanding your visitors.
If you are selling something which your customers just don't want, it really doesn't matter if your headline is black or blue.
Yeah, exactly. And we already talked about it, but I just want to add two other technique you can use when you make your checkout process simple. One is I think it's a really good thing if you let your customers to check out as a guest, so don't require registration. Yeah, of course, data is always good to have, and it's good to have the email address of your customer or your previous customer.
But you know what is better?
Yeah.
You have money.
So... Yeah, exactly. That's what I wanted to tell. But it's even better if you just make an additional conversion and you have more money. So having your customers and let them to check out as guests, I think it's just okay. If a user just wanted to buy one thing from you and they don't want to come back to your website, don't churn them. Let them to buy as a guest. If they like the process and they are satisfied with the product, probably they will come back and next time they will make that registration. So just keep it in mind, I think. And the additional thing is the buy now with one click. It's pretty famous on Amazon, and as far as I read, it just works pretty well for them as well. So you don't need to edit to cart, go to the cart, and from the cart complete the whole checkout process. You can just complete the checkout process with one click if you just want to order one thing. For example, you want to order a Kindle from Amazon for Christmas, then you can just click on the buy now with one click button on the Kindle side and you can order it, and that's all.
That's they have it copyrighted, right?
I'm not sure about it.
Because I can see the right in a circle there.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I heard it's actually some sort of like patent or something, their technology.
Yeah, maybe it's true. Yeah.
But I mean, it's super powerful. Like imagine just one click and it's yours.
Yes.
Like no friction.
I mean, it's just like a double click back in the Windows time. And
yeah, and what I think what will be huge, this is a little bit of topic, huge trend in like creating frictionless experience when buying will be voice. Yeah. So yeah, because Amazon is selling their smart speakers really underpriced now because they want to have the huge market share. They want to have it in every home, multiple of them at every home. So they can later sell through them. So imagine that you're in the kitchen and you're like, oh, I don't have a butter, and Alexa will talk to you. Do you need butter? Yes. And now you bought butter.
Yeah.
It's crazy how fast it will be. I'm so excited and scared.
Yeah, me too. But actually, I just read a case study about this topic, and I read that Amazon, of course, sold many speakers in the US. But people don't use it for purchasing at this moment. Not yet. Yeah. But of course, this will change, just like the situation with the chatbots. People need to accept these technologies. Technology is just growing faster than we can adopt. So it just requires time for for many people to adopt new technologies. But I also believe that these technologies, what we are just talking about here, we will work in a few years.
Yeah, absolutely. It's still in like market penetration stage, right? That they need to get like the biggest market share. And then of course, once you have it home, you are in a better position to like form your behavior around this device. So I think the time will come that we will be using it for purchases.
Yes.
All right.
I absolutely agree. And we just arrived to the last one, which is using social media. Use social media well. Actually, you should move on and not just use it to share your products, but to tell a story and you can even combine different markets if it fits to your business strategy. So, for example, I just brought here an example of Nike, where they tell a story, and this can work as well. This people will love it. Actually, there are just 260,000 likes on a single post, and it was just posted today. So that's huge. If you get close to people will follow you, and after that it will be easier for you to reach them. And in the case of the Adidas, they just have a picture with the esport, or actually with the streamer Ninja, and it just works. Adidas combined with Ninja, it can reach a lot of people, and they just combine two markets, and that's absolutely fine, I think. And telling a story always work.
I think this tip isn't like very technical for how to optimize your landing page, like in general. It's more like a branding. And
Yes,
of course, like if you build your brand, if you're there for your customers, if you have amazing customer support, then of course it will reflect and it will translate into more sales, and your conversion rate will be higher because these people trust you. And so yeah, it totally makes sense to include this one more macro strategy you can use to increase conversion rate. Now, I would like to add some more conversion rate tips you might be using in your business, in your landing page. What has been working for me really good when I was building landing pages for my affiliate marketing campaigns. Damn, I was doing a lot of stuff. I was using a tool called Use Proof. And it's basically that shows in real time what is happening on the website in the left bottom corner, right? So you will see Jessica from New York just purchased, or Jessica from New York just signed up. And this single thing boosted my conversion, I believe, by 15%, something like this, because people saw first that something is happening on a page and that people around their area are doing the thing that they should be doing as well. So it's a really simple trick. You can literally boost your conversion rate by two figures, by 10% or plus in few minutes, just by including this tool. So I would definitely give it a shot. So yeah, I think that's it. Of course, test everything, A/B testing, state benefits I have noted here. So a lot of people are just writing all the technical aspects of the products or service, right? So if you're selling vacuum cleaner, you can of course say that it has 2000 watts, or you can say it vacuums that fast that you will have more time to spend with your family. There are two different ways how you can say that pretty much the similar thing, but it has a different aspect on a different impact on the behavior. So I would consider stating benefits rather than technical aspects of the product, which boils down to copywriting, of course. Guarantees works as well. So if you want to add guarantee, something like, hey, if you purchase, you have 60-day or 30-day money-back guarantee, so there's no risk for you. And yeah, I think that's it.
Okay, I think we just collected a lot of great tips today.
Yeah, I think this is super valuable webinar. I believe once we put this on YouTube, it will get a lot of traction as well. Guys, so thanks a lot for joining, and make sure that you will join on October 21st, when we are launching Capturely, and it will be a big day. So make sure that you will join here October 21st. There will be a walkthrough, Q&A as usual, and then there will be 2 webinars about Capturely. So we will explain to you how exactly you can set up conversion tracking in Capturely, and then on October 23rd, how you can ultimate campaign tracking, understand site behavior by traffic source. Right, right. So it means that if you are driving traffic, for example, from Facebook, you will understand how exactly people who are coming from Facebook are, what exactly they are doing on a landing page. So we'll explain to you this on October 23rd. 3rd. So please join on capturely.pitchground.com. It will take you to the landing page where you can just fill in your email address, and we will send you a notification once we go live. This is called Growth Hacking Bootcamp, how to supercharge your online business growth. So just go to capturely.pitchground.com, fill in your email address here, and we'll be in touch. Webinars will be available, of course, on our Facebook page and on YouTube as well. Next week, we'll be uploading them, maybe during this weekend, we'll see. So that's about it, guys. October 21st, big day, launch day.
Yeah, we are looking forward to it.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it as well. All right, so thanks everybody for joining. Thank you, Lawrence. Thank you, Phil. Nice to see you here. Thank you, Yusuf, Shabab, Lorgan, Yakin. You've been great, and I will be seeing you next week. We will be seeing you next week. All right, cheers.
We will. Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.